Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. The dark side of being select. And I think I did another, I got over 800 some videos. I think I did something about that. But in light of a recent video, I had a commenter who, I was talking about, the general theme of just being select don't mean everything is easy. And I know a commenter had said something about it, didn't really get that. It was like, oh, you still getting women and stuff, right? And I get that part of it. I honestly get that part of it. But it really, it's still not heaven. In fact, the only time it might be heaven for a select guy is if he's generally monogamous and he just gets a quality woman, right? But when you talk about in terms of the select guys who are lovers of multiple women, they womanizing or, trying to date several women, got a rotation and all of that. Nah, it's a dark side of that game, y'all. Because understand, the more select you are, the more you attract women, the more drama you're going to get. Understand, in my coaching, I probably get more select guys than I get non-select guys. Yeah, I definitely get non-select guys, but I got a couple boxes of files of select men, sexual kings, studs, hunks, whatever you want to call them, players, ladies men, who were just complaining about some of the issues they had. Like one of the earliest I remember, this dude was saying, and he was getting women like crazy, but he said, man, I wish I could be one of those dudes who was just cool with one woman, right? Because, this dude literally would have women who were total strangers fight over him, right? Now, it sounds like an ego thing, but see, hold on. Hold on. What ego that, yeah, these women fighting on me, you feel good and stuff. But understand something. When you attract that many women, it's kind of silly. It's seriously, I'm going to use the word silly to think all of them are going to be mentally stable. Especially when you have a situation now, like the number of women out here who are either in therapy or should be in therapy are very high. It's like this player said one time, if you want to get some women, tease them with some Prozac. Seriously, he's like, throw some Prozac at them or something. There's a lot out here. In fact, I would venture to say, it's actually probably more women with some emotional issues or maybe some personality disorder like borderline personality, bipolar, masochistic, psychopathic, than there are who are just like mentally healthy. Just real talk. And the reason why is just because of a woman's emotional nature. Now, I ain't saying this ain't something negative about women. It's just a reality. In fact, I remember I got in an argument with a psychologist, a female psychologist, when she said everybody needs some therapy out here. We got an argument. This a woman now. This ain't some man trying to bash women. This a woman saying in fact, I've heard a couple psychologists just doing what I do. I've met a lot of female psychologists, therapists, and everything, and they be the main ones saying that. Now understand, you being select, you attracting these women, you're gonna attract crazy situations to you. The more, like I've known 3 different men. One was a cousin who's had guns to their head. I know one brother, he was killed by one of his lovers. He was killed. And I actually knew his wife from high school. So he's stepping out on her. The girlfriend's side piece put a bullet in him. Speaking of which, one of my earliest experiences with a woman, she was openly talking about how her and her girls would put contracts on men. To get out of that, I had to make it think it was her idea to break up. I was like, oh shit. And that's some deep dark game. I don't share any like manipulative stuff, but that's one of them I hate to do. I was like, okay, I need to let her think it's her idea. Seriously. In fact, I mean, you're going to get stuff. Tires slashed. If you in that game and you haven't had your tires slashed at least once, you ain't really in the game. In fact, and I got permission from him to mention this, the dating coach on here, Dating Mindset, Afi King, he recently had his windows broke out. He recently had his windows broke out and didn't know which woman probably did it. I mean, the more women you mess with, something. In fact, I remember when I was in this supposedly secure apartment, I twice had dude, like, it was a dude banging on my door one time and a woman banging on the door. The dude was banging on my door because, you know, he was messing with one of my exes and she was trying to start some shit, right? And I'm gonna get into the other dudes in a second, right? I had another one. I had this woman. She banging on the door and stuff. And this a woman. It was one of the few times I was kind of on some pump and dump shit. That's why I'm like, I ain't big on it now, cause she going crazy, right? And speaking of other dudes, I mean, and that's a big thing, just jealous dudes. Cause I know of at least one case I can't talk about, like give the specifics where a dude got killed by other jealous men. Cause trust me, if you a dude, you getting play and all that, it's somebody jealous of it. Somebody jealous, especially if it's a girl they checking for looking at you. You know, so you gotta deal with that. In fact, one funny story, right? Now my sister passed away a few years ago, but before she passed, I had to have her in nursing homes and stuff, right? She was couldn't really take care of her, and she was on the spectrum, right? I remember her nurse, her social worker, I gave me her personal number. And I gave her my personal number, you know, in case anything popped up real quick and stuff, right? The social worker's man called me up, ready to fight me. I mean, this dude was threatening me and stuff. I was like, hold up, dude, hold up. Only reason I got your girl's number is because my sister is one of her clients. You know? And then I had to be real calm and talk him down. I said, hey, you know what, dude? I mean, you and your girl just need to have a conversation, man. Because you calling me up, being reckless, threatening me, you don't know who I am. And you don't know how crazy I can get if somebody fucking with me. And I was real calm because I understood where he was. Because I said, if you got to that point, I got some bigger issues. But you going to catch that. You going to catch that, right? And then, I mean, you're going to get stalkers. Like, that might sound, you know, that might sound like an ego thing if it's not actually happening. But if you got somebody outside your window or, you know, ready to break it out, you know, you got some women trying to break into dudes' things, trying to break into your phone. Like I said, slashing your tire. Because every man who's dealt with a large number of women at one time, he's probably had to park his car in a weird place, you know? And you got to think about all of that. You got to think about it. Shoot, pregnancy scares, STDs. You got to think about that. And even, I'm going to tell you what, the worst thing, because if you a select man, that means you're attracting women even when you don't want to attract them, right? And what I mean by that is some women going to be interested that you just not interested in. Now, a lot of these women talking about Me Too on jobs and all of that, but I've known a couple of dudes who've been harassed on jobs by women. Couple of dudes, right? Just like straight up, like the women just straight up throwing it at them. And the dudes weren't interested for whatever reason, you know? And then if it's a woman as supervisor, shoot, she could take it to another level. Shit, even Rom got some stories about that happening, right? But you're going to get all that. So you understand something. I don't care. I'm going to use the term game for this. Regardless of the game, there's always a dark side to it. Like people might talk about pimping and stuff, but there's a dark side to it. Or people might say, you know what, I'm going to get out here and sell some drugs. You know, they watch Power or something and they think, oh, okay, yeah, just sell these drugs, move it, live high and mighty. Pfft. Oh, there's a dark side. A rival could shoot you. Something go bad. The police getting very good if, police arrest somebody in your organization, flip them. All of a sudden, you got an informant. All of a sudden, that big mansion you in, they raiding it. Shit. You gotta understand that every game, everything got a dark side to it. Everything. And yeah, you getting some pleasure. Yeah, you gonna get some pleasure. You gonna get some good ones. It's gonna be good. But like I said, the more you expand, you gonna get some crazy ones. And see the crazy, and even some of the ones, I'm gonna tell you what. And I did a video about this a while ago. Some of the craziest women got the best sex. So you in there, shoot, she put that grip on you, and then you gotta deal with her other stuff, her other drama. Shoot. You know what I mean? That's just it. I mean, ultimately, and just to be clear, it don't mean run from being select. It don't run from it. Every man should work towards it. Just understand, if you want to play the game like that, understand there's a dark side to it. Even for something like football, basketball, you can get injured. You know, boxing, you could be a boxer, and there's a possibility of one good shot could kill you. You gotta understand all sides of it. Like, if there's any dating coach, I'm gonna just put this out there. If there's a dating coach trying to act like, it's nothing but a life of bliss or anything, whether it's dating coach on YouTube or some type of PUA, if they trying to act like, oh, it's just a great life, you got a dark side to it. Because trust me, women don't cooperate. Women are really, only women who are cooperative to your agenda 100% are the ones you pay. Those are the only ones who are cooperative. You pay them, they will be whatever you want them to be. But every woman you deal with got her own agenda. Every single one got her own agenda. And yeah, you can be as alpha as you think you are or whatever, but she's still doing her thing. And when stuff don't go her way, it's crazy. I mean, when I was talking about dudes, remember, here's something too. Here's a game, and this is something any guy got to understand, whether you select or not, about how you treating a woman. Remember, a lot of these women got cousins. And, you know, it's funny, everybody likes talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. You know, I had to throw that in there. You'd be surprised how many of these women you might mess with out here, right? You might mess with, and they professional looking, all of that, sweet talking. And then you thinking she is some goody girl or something, and you say, yeah, I'm going to get over her. I'm going to dog her out, right? And then you find out who her peoples are. You find out I did a video about that. And yeah, you find out who her family is. Because some people took the word peoples. Well, you should just say people. Man, slang, motherfucker. But peoples, her family. You never know. You'd be surprised how many sweet, goody type of women, you mess them over and you think, yeah, I'm the man. She naive or something. Then you find out she got a straight thug for a family member. You know, I remember a dude with my family. Some dude made a mistake of putting his hands on one of my cousins. That's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about this. I'll just say this. I'm just one of the few males in my family who don't have an assault charge. So, yeah, you don't know. And that's part of the game. Like I said, her peoples, everything. You got to watch how you rolling out here. Don't assume that woman lives in a vacuum. You never know. Even if she's bougie. Even if she's some bougie, upper class type of woman. Because every single one, particularly in the black community, you go to the family reunion, they got some ghetto ass cousins. Everyone. Or somebody put it in you. And shit, I remember one time even a bougie woman. Somebody she's ready to get somebody fucked up. She just bought some bougie dudes with her. You never know. There's a lot of little stuff in there. So don't think it's just, to me, dudes just seeing the pussy part of it. But if you're gonna be in this game, if really you're gonna be out here, you gotta look at everything. You gotta be like you are in the hood. You go into a situation, you better look at everything. You better look at that dude standing in the corner. You better ask questions like you talking to a woman. Just casually every now and then, just ask about her family and shit. Because like I said, it's something. It's something. And shit, even if you being careful with her. Because you got some dudes, there's just a lot of shit, man. So understand that. So anyway, I could do a whole documentary on this. Seriously. And then like I said, just understand. I ain't saying don't play the game, but understand with the bad comes in at some point. Like I said, the only way you can kind of avoid if you get that one quality woman. If you get that one quality woman, you just want to chill, then you probably be all right. But as soon as you start messing with a woman beyond 2, boom, you get some drama. Even if you just a guy, you get a main woman, you say, get a side piece. I ain't doing all this shit. I got him under control. That side piece always wants something, right? Like a side piece will cause some trouble. You bring her over your place or something, and it's like she's on some stuff. She's on some stuff. Probably try to leave some stuff around your place so your girl will see it or find some way to let her know. Find out everything about her, right? And I'm going to give y'all some stuff. I'm going to give you some of that game I don't usually share. I shared this piece before. I'm going to just share it just in the context of this for those who want to deal with that side piece thing. And this is just a little tangent. You bring a side piece over your house. You get a little spot in your living room. Tell her to take off all her clothes right there. All her clothes, everything, earrings, everything. Tell her put it in that little spot. Hell, you can even mark it off with some shit. Put it in that spot, and then boom, and then when she dressing, she get to that spot again, boom, and you sit there and watch everything she drop or whatever. And wash your sheets too. Women can smell another woman on some sheets. So anyway, right, that's it for now, y'all. But heed my words though, seriously, man. If you're gonna play the game, man, you gotta know all angles. Don't be going in like, oh, it's just some happy-go-lucky shit and you in some paradise. I know too many players who carry guns just for protection. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.